my name's Kathy A. And today I am going to do a special video all about IT Cosmetics. And it is a brand I really like a lot. They're cruelty-free. I really like Jamie Kern Lima a lot. I think she's an interesting person. And I'm actually going to go into the history of IT Cosmetics. And then when we come back, I'll show you how I got this face from my fresh out of the shower face. And hopefully it'll be helpful to you.
The story of IT Cosmetics begins with Jamie Kern. Born in 1977 in San Rafael, California, her family soon moved to Seattle, Washington, and she went to Washington State University, where she graduated valedictorian. She was number 1 in her class, keeping a 4.0 grade point average. After graduation, she entered a contest that Baywatch was putting on. Baywatch was a popular TV show at the time. She appeared in 1 episode, and it was just a walk-on role, but it was quite exciting for her, and she learned about body makeup at this time. Holy cow, this is her as a Baywatch babe. And that came in useful because she entered the Miss Washington contest, part of the USA pageant, and she won. She was Miss Washington in 1999, and this caught the attention of TV producers for a show called Big Brother. Now, this was a reality show way before Survivor and all the other ones became popular, and it centered on a group of people who shared a house, and each week they would get voted off. Well, she was nicknamed Hollywood because she wore makeup all the time. She wasn't really well liked by all the others, but she was the last female standing on the show. After she left the show, she went back to college and she went to Columbia Business School in Portland, and she was an excellent student there. She majored in journalism and correspondence. She put that on hold just briefly so she could enter the Miss USA pageant representing Washington State, and she did not win the Miss USA pageant in 2000, but she was a contestant and she did quite well. She learned an awful lot about makeup again from some of the other girls in the competition. During her summer break from Columbia Business School, she interned for free at a radio station, and she became quite popular, and she got a job at KNDO as a correspondent. Then she moved to Portland because she was becoming quite popular, big fish, little pond kind of thing. And she wound up being a field reporter for KPTV, Channel 12, which wound up being a Fox affiliate. Makeup artists at the TV station were having an awful time with her. Not that she was terrible or anything, but she had an awful skin condition. She had rosacea, she had barely any eyebrows, she had pigmentation issues, and so they kept layering on more and more makeup so that she'd appear pretty on camera. This made her condition worse, and on top of it, they were giving her a lot of murder cases and kind of tragedies to report on, and she was realizing it might not be her vocation. Right about this time, she got married to Paulo Lima. He had met her back when she was going to Columbia Business School, and they got married and had their reception at the Seattle Space Needle, and the wedding date was 7/7/07. After sitting under hot lights on the TV set, she wiped her brow, and her eyebrow came off onto her hand. She realized at this point that there's no makeup out there right now that deals with this kind of situation, and it was going to be her goal to find it and share it with the world. And speaking of the world, she got to travel a lot and live in other places while she was doing her reporting, and she did a lot of public speaking. Once she got to Brazil, she talked to some plastic surgeons there because Brazil is known for being one of the top 5 countries in the world for plastic surgery and cosmetic surgery. Now, if you need anything done, apparently Brazilian doctors don't leave scars, and they have great cover-up medications. It took over 2 years, but they developed a formula that she could distribute for them that would have a consumer edge to it. And this was the birth of the IT Cosmetic Company. Now, IT Cosmetics stands for Innovative Technology Cosmetics. It's the best of two worlds. Anti-aging technology infused into high-performance makeup. This makeup had healing qualities to it, and Jamie and her new husband quickly decided to create a warehouse in their apartment, and they had tenants come in so that they could help them purchase storage boxes and things. It's cruelty-free. There's no testing on animals at any point for any of the ingredients. Now, this caught the eye of QVC, and she distributed her products on QVC. She was a constant visitor and still is a constant visitor to the QVC studios, and a favorite of the customers and of the staff there. Her friendly, very approachable style and her great personality made her an outstanding salesperson, and soon the product really jumped in sales, and it went from $1 million the first year to $75 million this past year. Now, the great thing about this makeup is that it can transcend anybody's skin type and any race and any age. The line was launched in 2008, and they also launched Smokin' Hot Legs, which was actually body makeup. And this caught the attention of Dancing with the Stars contestants because body makeup, as you know, is an imperative part of the dance routine. She went back to the Miss Washington contest and helped with the contestants with their makeup for the competition. And she often will demonstrate on herself. The products are selling really well, and she has a brush line as well. Ulta has taken them up, and she now sells in all of the Ulta outlets around the United States, and she's also available in Canada. She does do personal appearances, and she's constantly greeting people, and she's involved with the Look Good, Feel Better campaign. So every time you buy an eyebrow pencil, IT Cosmetics donates an eyebrow pencil to the cancer charity. Jamie and her husband moved to New Jersey so they could be closer to the QVC headquarters, and also to the East Coast had more opportunity for them to expand the business. Their website is quite popular, as is their Facebook page, and their staff has grown from up to 41 people now. Now, many of the products are award-winning multiple times, and she's been mentioned in over 200 publications for some of the various cosmetics. They're awfully popular. Every year she adds more to the line, and these are just a few of the many awards the line of cosmetic have won. Now, speaking of winning, she was listed as one of the top 5 sellers on QVC in 2013, and in 2014 the New Jersey Business Association named her one of the top business women for the year 2014. Jamie is an incredible person, and I'm so grateful to her because I too am an IT girl, and I love this line of cosmetics, and I wish her all the best.
I didn't know she was a contestant either, and I didn't know she was on Big Brother. I don't think I actually watched that show. You know, it was one of those kind of reality shows that didn't look very interesting. Anyway, I didn't know she was on Baywatch. I mean, that was wild. Anyway, so I think what I'm going to do right now is just go through a full tutorial. I'm going to go start to finish, and this is the finish, so I'm actually pretty pleased. It's a very nice makeup. I actually have 2 different makeups on. The 2 sides are different, so I think you'll enjoy that. But I got enough for a full face, and I tell you, it's probably one of the most expensive makeup tutorials I've ever done. I am going to take just a couple of things back, but I really, for the most part, really love everything. So this is one of those rare occasions where I'm very, Ulta's not going to be too mad at me. I'm just going to take a couple of things back. But okay, so with the magic of video, I will see you in a few minutes.
Alright, the Whirlwind tutorial. Here we go. The number 50 anti-aging serum primer, and it's called the number 50 because there are over 50 hydrating anti-aging peptides, essential lipid-rich oils, vitamins, extracts, and botanicals in this stuff. You can use it as a moisturizer or as a primer, and just a little bit goes a long way. You're supposed to let it dry before you put on any of your foundations. And I am now putting on the Eyelift In A Tube, which on one end is the Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer, and on the other end, yes, that's my original one, and on the other end is the Hello Light Illuminator. So it's kind of a handy little device. I'm just putting some of the Bye Bye Under Eye on blemishes, age spots, gnarly spots, broken capillaries, that kind of thing. And I'm actually putting a little too much on, but and I'm using the wrong finger to blend. I'm a little embarrassed about that. You're supposed to use your ring finger. But you can see where it's transforming my skin already, just with that part. We're going to start first on one side of my face with the Celebration Powder Foundation. And I'm going to use a special brush to put that on. Now it actually took a couple of goes for this because it's a very light coverage, so you actually have to build it. I mean, that's good and bad, because if you don't need a lot of coverage, it's really nice that you can build it, but I actually needed a little more coverage. I have uneven skin and some blemishes and stuff, so. Alright, now on the other side, the CC cream. This is the one, it's called Your Skin But Better CC cream. Got all kinds of good things in it. It's really good for your skin. Smells like oranges. And I had an orange sponge so I could bring up the orange thing. I really like this. This is probably one of my favorite all-time foundations. I am using the IT Cosmetics brush that came with a kit that I got a while back. And you can see how much quicker it was to put the CC cream on than it was to put the powder foundation on. And I really found the powder foundation a little dry, and I really love the CC cream. So if I had to choose between the two, it's definitely the CC cream. This is the color Light, and it seemed to match me pretty well. I'm just kind of double buffing in there just to make sure it's in. And I'm checking in the mirror around the hairline, around my nose and stuff. I don't have to do any adjustments. Both of these foundations were great. Going back in with the illuminator part of the Eyelift In A Tube, and I'm just doing a little bit of this central lighting, and I'm making a little crisscross like Squiggy from the Manson gang. Lost half my audience on that joke. Okay, there we go. Doing the Kim Kardashian triangle there in the center, brightness in the center. Go over the Cupid's bow on the chin, center of the nose, under the eyes, and in where the readers go. Really like this. Okay, this is the Bye Bye Pores Loose Powder. This is an award-winning, finely milled talc, it's talc-free powder. It's got all kinds of stuff in it that's good for your skin, but it is so finely milled that it just goes all over the place, almost like smoke. I'm just putting a light coating all over to set the foundation, and you don't need very much. It's mostly just all brush, not a lot of product. Now I'm going in with the Airbrush bronzer, and this is the same finely milled kind of powder, except of course it's colored a couple of shades darker than my skin tone, and I'm just tapping a little into the cap, and I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics concealer and contour brush, which is an award-winning brush for some reason. I'm not that fond of this particular brush, but I thought I would use the IT brushes since I had them. And I noticed that the bronzer did not blend as well on the Celebration powder side as it did on the CC cream side, so that's something to note. but the bronzing powder is absolutely beautiful. I think it's very light, so you have to build it up slowly, and I think that's the way you should put a bronzer on when you're contouring anyway. I'm just double checking that. Okay, and this is the Vitality Cheek Flush. It's a beautiful kind of a pink color. Nice mirror there with it. And I'm just using my teddy bear hair two-faced brush to put that on. It's a really nice, a teeny bit goes a long way. It looks almost like I just heard a dirty joke or something. It's so strong, a little too strong. I'm going to fix that. Okay, now I'm going to use the eyeshadow palette for the highlighter because there's a shimmery golden shade that I think is perfect as a highlighter. And again, you have to think of makeup as just color pigments going on your skin. You can't be in the box saying, oh, it's an eyeshadow, you shouldn't put it there, because it works well there and it stayed all day. Going into the eye now, this is the 12 shadow palette. This was the original palette that they came out with, and I don't really care for their eyeshadow brush, so I'm going to use my own. I think it's a Real Techniques there. Just taking a little of both of those lighter shades. They're both matte. One's a white and one's a light flesh tone. And I'm just doing the lid with that. And now I'm going into the light tan color for the crease. It's a matte shade. Works really well. And I'm just building that slowly because I'd rather build that slowly than put a big old honkin' mess on there, because it can look muddy if you get too much in there. And I'm just making sure both sides are even. Now I'm going in with another brush, and I'm going into a dark brown at the top. They actually have those three colors as a trio that they sell, and if you're in the IT Cosmetics area, you should just pick up the trio, because that's a great way to check out their eyeshadows without spending too much, and you've got three very usable colors. Just using the dark in the outside corner of my eyelid and just up into the crease a little bit. It blends very well, and it's very creamy shadow. Now I'm going to go into the Naturally Pretty palette. This is a little bit newer than the other one. It has 15 shades in it, or actually 14 shades plus one shimmer pearl that you're supposed to add to the shades to make them slightly different color. And I'm going to use just a little bit of the mauve color in the 10 and 2 position, which, as you've seen me do in the past, it's kind of like when you're on driver's ed and you've got your hand on the wheel at 10 and 2. Same idea. And I'm using, whoa, it was very pigmented, but I'm using that dark plum color. I'm looking for a brush that I can blend it out with. There we go. This fast action stuff is kind of fun. And I'm just blending that out just to make sure it's not too harsh or strong lines. Now I'm going to use the little side of it, and I'm going to line my eyes with the dark navy blue. The shadow lines really well, and you can also wet your brush and get a really strong, dramatic line if you wish, but I think a softer line is nicer. And I'm just going back in underneath in the first half of my lower lash line with a light color and a light pink color, and then I'm going over the top with that shimmer stuff, but I didn't think it did very much. Okay, I'm done with the palette. Going into the eyeliner now, and this is the Waterproof Gel Liner. It's a no Tug Waterproof Gel Liner, and this is the navy one. And I'd heard Emily Noel say that these dried up fairly quickly, but that her navy one hadn't yet, so I did get the navy one, but actually I think I'm probably going to return it because it was a no tug, and I guess you could tightline a little bit with it, but I don't want to risk that drying out stuff. Now this is the Your Brows But Better brow pencil, and I'm pouting because it ran out, and it ran out awfully quickly after about 2 weeks. So I'm using the Anastasia of Beverly Hills. This is the Brow Wiz in Ash Blonde. I actually prefer this to the IT Cosmetics brow pencil. So I'm not going to buy the IT Cosmetics brow pencil again. I just felt really ripped off, you know, for, I think it was like between $21 and $24 for that, and it only lasted a couple weeks. So I decided I'm gonna go to the Your Brows But Better, the IT Cosmetics one, and use their brush, just so I use some IT Cosmetics stuff there. Going on to mascaras, I've got two mascaras. Well, actually one is a lash primer stain kind of thing, and the other one's a mascara full blown. This is the Hello Lashes mascara. This is the one with the little phallic ball at the end. And the little ball is supposed to grab the tiny little corner lashes that you can't reach, but what it winds up doing is it pokes you in the eye when you're trying to use it, and it breaks off very easily if you're a little rough pulling it out of the tube. I feel really bad. I realize at this point that I forgot to curl my lashes, so I'm planning now what I'm going to do about that. So it made nice big honkin' lashes, but it's a little sloppy, and because of that ball, I wound up getting a little bit under my eyes, so I'm using my e.l.f. eye makeup remover to take the excess off. Now I'm going to the other mascara type thing. It's the Tightline Full Lash Length Black Primer. And the idea of this is that it's a thin little line that you lean up against your lashes right next to your lid lash line, and it makes like a black imprint right in between your lashes so that it looks like you have tightlined or lined the inner lid. And it also stains your lashes, so as you bring it up through your lashes, it gives them color. I just wanted to try it almost like a mascara to see how it would work that way, and it did just fine. It didn't make really big honkin' lashes, but it did work really well. But every single time I tried it before I got really good at it, the first 3 or 4 times I poked myself in the eye because it's a long, thin stick. So I am going after the fact, and I know this is like, oh boy, faux pas, huh? Bad girl. You're not supposed to curl your lashes after you put your mascara on, but it really made a difference, and you can see the difference that the curling did. On the other side especially, you can see it looked like my lashes grew. But it's not bad, not bad. I like the idea of the lid stuff, but in actuality, nah. Your Lips But Better Waterproof Lip Liner Stain. This is something that went on really nicely, makes a nice line, and it supposedly stains your lips so it stays on all day long. And I'm using the Vitality Lip Blush, and this is the lightest shade they had next to Je ne sais quoi. This is the Damsel shade, and I picked it because it looked like a pinky nude color, but when I put it on my lips, I was a little surprised. It doesn't look anything like the nude color in the lip container. Okay, so I'm starting over, and I'm going to use, this time I'm going to use a different product. I'm going to use the same lip liner stain, and then I'm going to use the lip gloss. And this is a Vitality Lip Blush it's a butter gloss. And the color is pretty in pink.
And this is the final look. That was fun. A big difference from start to finish, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to make a couple of comments about these. This is my original IT Bye Bye Under Eye, and you get a lot in here. They originally sent this to me in a kit about 6 months ago, and it's the only time anybody's ever sent me anything. I mean, I wrote to them. Angie from Hot and Flashy had gotten a kit, and I think it was about 6 months ago, and she was talking about it, and she said it was going on QVC, and I was like, you know, I always got this thing with Angie, like I'm, you know, it's like Marsha, you know, I'm Jan, and she's Marsha, and she's more popular, and she's got more viewers, and so, you know, I was just jealous because she got an IT cosmetic kit, and I didn't. So I thought, well, how did she get it? And then I thought, I'm going to call them and see if I can get one. And I called them, and I left a message and then I sent them an email and I sent them a link to my video program, and sure enough, within a week I had a little box in the mail that came, and it was a sheet that said, this is all of the things, please post your video before Saturday such and such a date. And so I did a review, and I haven't heard from them since, and I never got another single thing. So all of this stuff I paid for with my own money. Anyway, as far as this goes, this is a great little device. On one end you have your Hello Light illuminator, and then on the other end you have Bye Bye Under Eye, and I'm suspicious that this is a different formula than what this is, because this, and I'm sure a lot of people have complained about it, but it's really hard to get out of the tube. It's you really got to squeeze it out. Don't I sound like a princess complaining about this? But I mean, it's really hard to get out of the tube, and then it's very, very thick, very, very thick and gloppy. Well, let's just do a little comparison here. Now this is right here. Yeah, it's lighter, definitely lighter. And this, yeah. Look at that. And it's even a different color. It's lighter and it's thinner. So they changed it. They changed the formula, or else mine's gone stale. It's gone off. But I don't think there's a lot in here. I think this is a great device because you have that illuminator. You can do a little Kim Kardashian thing, although it's not very illuminating. And on the other side, the Bye Bye Under Eye, I had to keep going back to this one spot that kept coming up, just like a water spot in the ceiling when you paint it and it keeps coming through. It's like just this spot keeps coming through. That's from another nightmare. I don't even want to talk about it yet. But the Celebration foundation, I had heard so many good things about this from other people that I couldn't wait to try it. But I thought it was dry and a little different than what I expected. I expected it to be creamier for some reason. I don't know, but it did give me good coverage. Well, maybe it didn't. I don't know. I think I'm returning this one. I don't think I like it as much as the CC cream. I really like the CC cream. I think the CC cream gave me more texture to my skin, and it made me look healthier. I just think that it's a beautiful formula, and it smells like oranges. That's what I was smelling in the video, but I mean, when you put it on, you can see there's this kind of glow to it. Now this is color light because I'm very light. I just thought it was a perfect match for me. I really like it. I'm not returning this. I absolutely love it. As far as the powder goes, it was just so weird. I don't know if you saw the flames coming up, but it was, it's such a finely milled powder. I don't know if you can see that. You see that? The powder? No? It looks like I'm smoking a cigarette or something here. It's just very, I don't know how healthy that is for you to keep breathing all that in. I don't know. But this is such a finely milled powder. It set so nicely. You didn't even, see any cakiness or dryness or anything. I mean, it's just beautiful powder. There isn't a whole lot in here, but I'm sure it's going to last a while because you don't need very much. Now, the bronzer is so subtle. It blends in, it looks like skin. It really does. And I like that it looks like skin. I know that Emily Noel did a special recently where she does her one brand tutorials every now and then. And I always watch her. She just happened to do IT Cosmetics this week, so I already had my stuff, but I paid attention to what she said. And I don't think she liked the bronzer because it didn't give her enough color at once, but she has a darker complexion than me, so on a fair-skinned person, this bronzer was really nice, very flattering. I think it's very flattering, and it blended really nicely. Now the flush, the blush, which is supposed to be like a healthy flush, it looked like it was going to be dark because, it swatches a little bit on the dark side, but it really did make me look like I was healthy. So, I mean, that was nice. Now, as far as these eye kits go, I got all gnarly fingerprints all over this. I actually prefer this one, and I think you can do everything with this one. I don't think you need this one. It's nice as a compliment, but I actually got away with most of it just doing it with this. And this is the, I think it's, is it 12? 12 pan. It's a big honkin' mirror. And then you've got a brush that I lost because I didn't like it anyway. I think it had one brush was too long and the other brush was too short or something. But I mean, they have a trio that's literally this color, and this color, these three, and that's all you need actually for a really pretty basic eye. I like this shimmer here because you can do your inner eye with it, but better than that, you can do a highlight with it. I think I enunciated it, overemphasized it when I was doing it at the time. Let me just fix this a little bit. But I mean, it's very illuminating, so it's a beautiful color. It's a pale, pale yellow. And then this flesh tone and the white make a beautiful base color for the whole eye. They're matte. This is all supposed to be sort of a all-purpose. But I mean, you can take some of these other colors and you can really have some fun with them. You know, there's a little bit of everything. Now, what they have with this one is there's more colors. There's a nice big honkin' mirror. There's a lot of colors here, and then there's one big shimmer color, and the idea is supposed to, I'll just demonstrate, you're supposed to be able to put a color on and then put some of this on over the top, and it'll make it a shimmer version. It makes it lighter and whiter. It doesn't really make it a shimmer version. It just makes it lighter and whiter. So, just so you know, I didn't think it really worked that well, especially with these lighter colors, and I don't think it really, let me just put it, see, it just kind of covered it, and no. I didn't like that idea at all. But there are some beautiful colors here for specialty thing, like if you want to take some of this and just go in 10 and 2, oops, maybe I don't, oops. No, I didn't want to do that, but let's try some of this over here. Yeah. Okay. See, the 10 and 2 thing can work sometimes. Well, let's put some of this shimmer over here and see if it does anything. Alright, yeah, it just lightens it up, really. It doesn't really do anything besides lighten it up. I just... Anyway, it's a pretty palette, but you can't do a basic eye with this one, and you can do a basic eye with this one. So this one, if you're gonna buy one of them, this is the one to buy, because there's so much more possibilities here. You can do a good basic eye, and you've got these other colors for some fun. Now this one is really just kind of hoity-toity pastels, very pretty dark plum eggplant color here that you can line your eyes with. I like to line with this kind of a purple. I think it's really pretty. It's very pigmented. So when you go across, you can see that it really makes quite an effect. And then there's a couple of nondescript purpley blues and navy blues, and then there's kind of a charcoaly black at the end, which I don't really use black very much. And then these colors along here, I mean, you can use something like this, you know, in the inner corner or just underneath your eyebrow or whatever, but I just thought this fell flat for me. This fell very flat, and I thought, well, by looking at it, that it had a lot of potential, but it doesn't. So this was disappointing. Now the mascaras, oh boy, the mascaras were kind of disappointing. I've had this problem before, and this is one of two things that happened to Emily Noel and happened to me. She said that when she pulled the wand out, the little ball was gone, and she thought it had gotten stuck in in the container here, and that's exactly what happened to mine. Just taking it out and putting it back in every few times. It's a little phallic looking, but that's what happens with that. Now the Tightline it took me a while to learn how to use it, and it actually poked me in the eye the first few times I used it, so that's something that I didn't really like this at all. It does make a nice pretty eye. Out of the two, this one makes better, bigger lashes, but I don't like the little ball on the end, and I just think there's better mascaras out there for less money than this. So that was a total mess. Now as far as the eyebrow pencil goes, this happened to Emily Noel and it happened to me. I opened it up, I turned it, and nothing came out. It has very little product inside, and because of that, I mean, it ran out after 2 weeks. So I got another one, and now it just ran out like 2 days ago. And Emily Noel in her special said, oh, I was going to use this, but I ran out. And I thought, you know what, there's not a lot of product in here, and for the price, I really think, you know, there's other eyebrow pencils out there. I mean, I did use the Anastasia, which probably has the same amount of stuff in it, but it seems like it's lasting longer. I don't know. So, but this was a fail for me because I just don't think there's enough product in here. I feel really kind of ripped off about that. So, anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. And the lip glosses, everything goes dark, and this one in particular, I mean, when you see it, it looks like a nude, and then you put it on and it's this dark pink happens. It's just not even the same color. I mean, this looks like kind of a nudie pink color, and then on your lips it's more of a magenta pink. I mean, this color looks really nice on Jamie, on the lady who invented this, but you know, everything can't run to look good on Jamie. The gloss is very nice. It's very moisturizing. I had very chapped lips because I had a bad experience with some vitamin C serum that somebody gave to me to try. The vitamin C swelled up my lips and it resurfaced them, I guess, I don't know, because they're all chapped and everything. And this stuff just glided over that. But again, it looks like light pink here, and then it comes out a little bit darker when you put it on the lips. But all in all, I'll have to say, this is an incredible line. I highly recommend it. It is an investment. I mean, it looks great, it feels great, it lasts all day, but it is an investment. So you have to make that decision. You either buy a lot of cheapy makeup, which will probably come up to the same price to it, or you can just invest in some good pieces and just get it, you know, and then you'll have it, and then you'll have some good makeup. So that just about does it for me today. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I'd love to hear your comments if you've tried IT Cosmetics and what you like in the line, because I didn't try absolutely everything. I couldn't find the eye primer, and I couldn't find something else, the nail thing. So I'm just wearing, this is NYX nails, NYX or Essence? Essence nails. This is Essence. So anyway, everybody have a beautiful day, and take care. Toodles.